nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Okay, so can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
teach me something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but.
Wait, hold up.
I gotta try this. And when it's time to laugh,
I gotta try this with you.
Think of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Find somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are having a wonderful hump day. Rest of your hump day. Hope it's everything you expected it to be and then some. Hope it's been a very positive one. I hope you guys kicked it in the butt today. Whatever it is, whatever you chose to do today, I hope you did it well. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that you guys are all good out there. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things to rap about today. Of course, what else is new? If there isn't nothing to talk about, then the world isn't going round now, is it? You know what I'm saying? All kinds of crazy stuff are going around. I want to say this really quick. I'm very, very happy. You know, we've crushed. We have surpassed the 8,000 subscriber mark. That is a real thing. I'm very excited about it. I don't even understand how it happens. You know, you just kind of put your head down, you do the work, you get things moving. And, you know, slowly but surely, I'm getting closer and closer to that ultimate goal, which is 10,000 subscribers. But I'm really happy about it, man. You know, like of course, it's the thing. You know, the goal is getting slowly closer and closer, and even so, like, you know, we blazed through 7,000. Where we're getting a nice head start on 8,000. We're in the 8s right now, y'all. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm part of some new club. You know what I'm saying? Like the 8s. we part of the 8s now, y'all. You know, I can't wait till we get to the 9s, and then I cannot wait until we get to the 10s. So I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? And I can't wait till we get to the millions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super excited. I can't even begin to explain how excited I am. Bruh. It is a beautiful thing, and I'm excited. You know, life is good. God is good. Hard work is finally starting to pay off. And yeah, Tano Vane, thank you, man. You worked hard for the 8K. 10K should be soon. Yeah, I'm hoping so too, man. Like, I really hope so. You know what I'm saying? I really, really hope so. That it's going to be just a nice, easy, but fast climb to 10K. That's what I'm hoping for. You know, it would be dope to see it in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, crush through 1,000, 2,000 in 2 weeks, 2,000 subscribers in 2 weeks would be a dream. So I'm hoping that that's the case. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to it because it's been a good week and a half so far, and it's been a wild week and a half. But like I said, I ain't complaining. I'm happy where we're at. You know what I'm saying? It's but yeah, this 10K couldn't come soon enough. You know what I'm saying? Also, Tanavane, I want to say, since you are one of the people that is watching right now, and of course, if you're having a good day today, definitely hit that like button down below, and of course, comment down below and let me know what's that one positive thing that you did today. You know what I'm saying? That just makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Definitely comment down below. I would love to know. But there are a few things that have been going on. But before we jump into it, Tana Vane, I know that you sent me a whole bunch of tweets, and I got a chance to look at them, and it's like it's kind of confusing because there's so much, like the Sturgis motorcycle rally and the Antifa protesters that were there that were demonstrating and everything. It's such an interesting turn of events. It's terrible. It's really, really terrible. But at the same time, it's kind of like, man, you know, that one scene, that one spot that I saw where the guy like kicked the motorcycle while it was passing by just seemed like, just seemed not so good. Long story short. So I was looking at your stuff, like looking at the things that you sent me. And those are the things I was just seeing. And I'm like, man, you know, this is some really bad stuff. It's so crazy, this whole situation. You know, I keep saying, like, when are we all going to start, like, sit down and actually start chopping it up rather than it just being fights, you know? Like, we're seeing this weird little civil wars happening in little places everywhere. You know what I'm saying? To the point where I feel like eventually it's going to be one gigantic civil war, you know, on one main platform or one main piece of earth. It's weird, man. You know, I remember this past weekend, apparently, I forgot where it was, but there was some big, like they were planning on some big tussle. Like, these guys were about to go into fisticuffs, like Antifa versus white nationalists, like coming together and fighting in one area at the same time. I mean, it was just insane, man. You know, I don't know. The police ended up confirming they aren't Antifa a little later, or they don't claim to be Antifa at least. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, and that's the other thing, though. You know, on both sides of the situation, it's like there are people out there that sit there and go, we are not Antifa, but they are. But then there's also the part of, if somebody shows up and says Black Lives Matter, they're chanting it, they automatically become Antifa. And sometimes that's not fair. You know, there's some people that aren't even involved with Antifa at all, but still want to chant Black Lives Matter. You still got to put that in consideration. You know what I'm saying? But it is true. Like, it is pretty crappy, you know, that it's a thing. It's a real thing out there. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Josh? The police saved them after one guy kicked the bike. The crowd was ready to tear him apart. I know. And then that's the thing. When I saw that video, I was like, oh, no. that one little move, that one gesture, it went totally crazy. You know what I mean? Oh, Tavio, new page. They keep taking my page. Thank you so much for checking out the show on Periscope. Let me tell you, Trey Songz is in some hot water, bruh. I'm just letting you know, Tavio. Trey Songz is in some serious trouble, and it's not because of being in slow motion, like nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. No bottoms up in this piece. You know what I mean? Apparently, a lot of people know his name more than just his neighbors. And we're going to be talking about that here very shortly, so stick around. We will be talking about that because it is no good. No bueno, Tavio. No bueno. No bueno. So we will be talking about that because there's a lot to talk about. There's a deep dive. I will be, that's funny. I'm going to dive in. You know what I'm saying? How perfect is this? Oh, my Lord. God is good today. Anyway, so we will be talking about Trey Songz here very, very shortly. But before I do that, Tavio, definitely comment down below and let me know where you are watching this show, like where you at. You know what I'm saying? Are you in America? You in Australia? You in England? You know what I mean? Where you at? You overseas? You in Canada? You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Comment down below. Let me know. Always loving meeting new faces and new people on this chat in this forum. So, Malia, hello, good day or good night, mate. I don't know. Is it? Yeah, it's nighttime there. So, or it's early morning for you over there. So, good morning, Malia. I hope you had a wonderful Wednesday because you're kind of you are already in Thursday. Speaking of talking in the future. So Tavio is in Mississippi, if I'm correct. Because if you say MS, that I'm assuming Mississippi. Yes, it's 10:20 a.m. over there in the future in Australia, by the way. Malia, thank you so much. Yes, crazy, right? So, before we go into, before we, dive on in to the other things that are going on. There's one thing I do have to jump into and talk about real quick because it is very important. It's what's going on. It is a video that I did a couple days ago about the assault that happened with the BLM security guy that assaulted the white man that was driving his truck. And the thing is that there is still more breaking news in regards to that whole incident. The thing is that that gentleman is still in the hospital. He's okay. At first, I was wondering if he was dead. I thought when he got hit in that face, he got kicked in the head. His head bounced on the concrete. I thought that dude was out cold. But thank God he is okay. But the thing is that here it is. That BLM protester or, BLM security guy is still out on the lam. Yes, I said it. I said an old 1930s term, old slang, you know what I mean? 1930s ebonics, if you will. Yeah, brother's still on the lam, okay? And the police are currently still searching for this suspect involved in the Portland truck driver's assault. So, police are currently searching for the suspect involved in the Portland truck driver assault. And his name, and I'm going to put his photo up here because I don't give a damn. You don't do these things to people. Doesn't matter what you stand on. No matter what your views are, you do not do this to a person who is just trying to stop violence from happening, and then you assault this dude. It was wrong, wrong, wrong. I mean, I'm not about to show you guys what he did. Please go check out that video that I put up a few days ago. I mean, literally, it's 48 hours ago. You can see it with your own two eyes what he ended up doing. I did a play-by-play, a full breakdown, a full full analysis of everything that went down. So go check that out if you can. But this is what this mother lover looks like. His name is Marquise Love, aka he goes by Keese Love. He also is like a DJ or something like that in Portland. He is 25 years old, and they have been trying to get in touch. They have been trying to find this man. So, again, this man's name is Marquise Love, aka Keese Love. It is right there for all y'all to see. I don't give two damns, okay? Now, I need you guys to go, by all means, go and if you guys know anything, anybody who's watching this show, because this show's all over the world, this show's all over the country. If you guys know anything about his whereabouts, seriously, please contact the Portland PD. They are looking for him. He is a suspect right now. He is basically, you could just say he's wanted for assault. And what he did was terrible. Real talk. That's a man that should be locked up with the quickness. Anyway, regardless of what actually went down, that does not warrant what happened. And like I said, he was trying to protect his friends. There was a transgender woman that was being viciously assaulted and viciously attacked, unjustifiably attacked. And then his wife was attacked as well. And then all of a sudden he gets a quick, swift kick in the face, knocking him clean out by that man. So that man clearly has some anger issues, and may God have mercy on his soul. Anyway, moving on from that, we got to jump into this because I know Tavio, all the way out in Mississippi, you know what I mean? M.I. crooked letter. So we got to talk about Trey Songz. All right. Y'all really need to know what's going on with this Trey Songz story. This is weird. This is some crazy, crazy stuff. So what's going on right now is Trey Songz is in some serious trouble. He did some things. Well, he did some things that weren't so good. All right. Now, he's Trey Songz. Of course, he's had a multitude of women. He's had a bevy of women. You know what I'm saying? Endless amounts of women. More than I'm sure he can even count. But just recently, just yesterday, or not just yesterday, a few days ago, an Instagram influencer? Two Instagram influencers or socialites, they're self-proclaimed socialites, were on this very, very popular podcast called No Jumper. And it's hosted by Adam22. Adam22 is a very, very, he's a popular dude. He's interviewed all types of people. He has very, very candid interviews with people on his podcast. And in this particular one, he had these two girls, these two Instagram influencers, aka socialites. Their names are Selena Powell and Eliza. That's it. She only goes by Eliza. So I have a little bit of a clip, but before I jump into it, they were on this show, No Jumper. They were having a very candid conversation. One of the pieces of the candid conversation is, how did they get to know each other? How did they become friends? And guess how they became friends? They met for the first time in a threesome. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is the kind of rabbit hole we're about to jump through, like jump down into. I'm just giving you heads up. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing like making a new friend when you're sharing a D. You know what I'm saying? So, moving on. He's on there. They're rapping about their sexual escapades like it's nothing. They're talking about all kinds of crazy stuff. One of the main things that was very, very interesting is that Eliza had the floor. She had the mic. She was telling her crazy stories of all the stuff that she's done. And she tells this crazy story about how she performed oral sex on a full-on NBA team. She didn't mention who they were. She didn't say the teams. She didn't say what team she performed fellatio on. But after the video, after the podcast had posted, she commented below and said that it was the Phoenix Suns and that Devin Booker was the first one in line for this epic suck-off. Okay? So, yes, this is getting very interesting. You're asking about Trey Songz, so I'm telling you about Trey Songz. And this is what's going on, okay? So bear with me, guys. So, as she's telling this story of, you know, performing fellatio, performing the act of that, for a team of basketball players, an NBA team, Adam asks this question. And away we go.
Okay, give me another like really rancid story. One of the
One
of the nastiest things you've ever done. Let's hear
I
it.
got peed on too.
Peed on?
Not bad. I didn't know what was happening. He just did it. He just like. Was
Bitch, please stay who?
Fuck Trey Songz. I don't give a fuck.
Fuck
Fuck
it.
him. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He wants me.
How did he surprise pee on you? What?
Okay, so I go to the bathroom. I go to the bathroom to wipe the nut off my face, like in between rounds. He follows me in there. He's like, get in the bathtub. I'm like, okay. So I do, and I'm like laying down. He's
Language.
standing over me like jacking off, and he's like, play with your pussy. I'm like, okay. So I do, and then he's like, play with your tits. So I do, and then he literally just peed on me like that, and I was like, what the fuck on my eyelashes? And he's like, you're fine, and I was like, okay.
You're fine. How many rounds has Trey Songz gotten him?
Oh, 5 million.
Really?
Yes. When I left, there was a pile of condoms on the ground. I was like, whoa, I don't even.
He
I
wore
was
a
fucked
condom
up.
every time?
Yeah.
Holy
Thank God.
shit, this
I
guy's
think-
got an
Never mind.
invincible
Did you
cock,
know
huh?
how you told me?
Thank God. What?
I wish she wasn't as nervous, but I'm not gonna make her go alone.
He already got mad at me for like talking about him, but I don't give a fuck.
Who
Who?
cares, bitch?
Trey.
Just don't ever see him.
Terry?
No, Trey. But
Trey.
every bitch I know that has fucked him says the same shit. Like,
Did he peas on him?
yeah,
I think
and
his
he's
kid-
psycho. Like, he took my phone and my purse away for like a whole day, held it over the balcony, was like, bitch, if you try and leave, I'm gonna drop this shit. I'm like,
But y'all didn't want to believe me.
And-
Okay.
and he's
he
just.
did the same thing to her. Like, he just does the same shit.
Yeah.
He's like, weird.
But so he keeps you in a hotel room for this long, and he's just fucking you like a million times.
Yeah, and I kept asking like, when can I leave? What time is it? And he like just wouldn't answer. He would just fucking ignore me, and I'm like, okay. And then he was like, you can leave when I go like to my flight. And I was like, okay, when's that? Wouldn't tell me. I'm like, okay.
Oh,
I don't know if it's just me, but I'm the kind of guy where it's like, if I had a girl in a hotel room, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fuck her once,
and then leave.
and then I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna say, hey, all right, now you gotta go. I
See,
got
I
other
think
shit I'm
that's
trying
why
to do.
also I
That's
don't
why
do
I'm
good
not
at
Trey
threesomes.
Songz.
I'm like,
I
why
mean-
don't
So
you
what's
just
gonna
invite
happen?
another bitch over and let me leave? Like, there were so many bitches on
Or
your
maybe
dick.
just don't fuck for a while. Maybe go like a few hours without busting a nut, Trey Songz.
Okay, so here's the thing. I apologize for anybody who has sensitive ears, but welcome to the Pascal Show. We've had all kinds of crazy stuff on this show. But the thing is I want to point out something. Now, I'm not throwing any shade on Adam 22 at all. Not. But the funny thing is that there were so many opportunities for him to sit there and say, wow, that's some some real predatory behavior right there. Yet he didn't. He just kept talking and said, oh, wow, you know, he can go that long and, oh, man, he can keep going. That's the only thing. That's the only shade I will throw in that conversation towards Adam. Towards the girls, I wonder, part of me wants to know what happened to them when they were children that makes them want to live a life like that. I know I'm not trying to sound holier than thou or anything like that. Okay, we all have done some dirty in our lives. Okay, but at the same time, they're talking about it like it's nothing. So it makes you wonder how many people have used them in that way for them to get to the point where they're cool with all that treatment. Then on top of that, that predatory behavior where he's going off and saying, hey, I got your stuff and I'm dangling it over a balcony because I don't want you to leave. And I'm going to hold this stuff hostage until I get what I want from you. I'm sorry, but that is some predatory behavior. Then the urination thing and all that, that's a whole other conversation in itself, okay? But at the same time, she was held against her will in a way so that he can have his way with her. Then the other girl in the room, Selena, the other girl, the blonde, the tatted up blonde, is the one that's sitting there saying, that's happened to me too with him. He's done that to me, and he's done that to multiple girls. So the thing is that now there are more and more allegations that are starting to pop off, are starting to come out. More and more girls are starting to say that Trey Songz has done the same story. You know, some have said urination, some have said the golden showers, pulling the R. Kelly. And some of them have said that he has held their stuff hostage, holding their things so that they don't leave, so he can do what he wants with them. Now, I do want to point this other thing out. I want to pull this out too. No pun intended. Sorry. Given the light of the conversation. Hold up. Now, the thing is that he has there has been other people like Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer came out and said a whole bunch of stuff, said some certain things that were she was suing him at a particular time because he was literally shooting a music video. She was at the house where they were shooting the music video. They were throwing like one big party, and they were trying to, in a way, it's like they try to save money by doing certain things. Like they'll throw a party and then they'll shoot a music video at the same time so that everybody's getting lit, having a really good time. They don't have to pay models to be there. They're just happy to be there and be in the music video. It's one way of cutting corners and trying to get a music video done. So there was a music video that he did a few years back where Keke Palmer was involved. Keke Palmer did not want to be in the music video at all whatsoever, but she got, as she says, he sexually intimidated her into being in the music video. So much to the point where she ran into a closet to hide and said she does not want any likeness of her, any image of her in this music video. And yet he still put her in the music video. Hence the reason why she went out on her Twitters, she went out on her IGs, she said, "This is not cool, I'm about to sue your ass." And so she did. But then they ended up settling everything outside of court. So there is a piece that I found very, very interesting where she was interviewed on interviewed on Breakfast Club in the morning, and I want you guys to see this because I found it extremely interesting. And this is what she's talking about, everything in regards to Trey Songz and her opinions about certain things. Here it is.
Did you and Trey Songz ever get cool again?
Man, I've not talked to that guy. I have not spoken to that guy.
Was it a misunderstanding? Like, because you accused him of sexual intimidation last year?
It wasn't a misunderstanding.
She told her story of what
I tell my truth, and I just thought it was real interesting that after all those things went down, someone else had something to say. So it wasn't like I don't like when people think that somebody is just gonna be saying something just to say it. First of all, I love black people. I love my people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna try to ever tear nobody down, try to tear no black man down. That's not who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what I stand for. That's not what I'm about. So if I say something, I'm saying something for a reason. And I feel like so many times black women say stuff and nobody gives a shit. Excuse my language. Nobody gives a fuck when sometimes black women say something. But somebody of another complexion, somebody of another color, they say something, and then it's like, we're taking it to court.
You know what? I couldn't agree more. A lot of times I feel like a lot of black women say something, they speak out, they say certain things, and it gets swept under the rug. I'm sorry to go and throw out the black card like that, but I'm going to keep it real. And one thing that I like about her is that she's an upstanding woman. Doesn't matter the race, she's an upstanding woman. And for a fact, she does not play with that. She does not mess around with that ish. So when she goes out there and says something and everyone starts thinking, oh, she's just being she's just being this, this, and this, and she's a clout chasing whatever. No one believes her. But then as soon as as soon as you see two girls who clearly are out there on a podcast that some will sit there and say that are clout chasing chicas, they say something like what they said, and now Trey Songz is in serious trouble. These accusations came out a while back, and no one gave a damn when Kiki said something and when the other girl spoke up. No one gave a damn. They just swept it under the rug and started saying, oh, you shouldn't have been there in the first place. You know? And that's a damn shame. But I want you to see this other thing. Real talk. Because it's not only just Keke Palmer. It's not just Keke Palmer. It's more than that. And I'm going to show it to you guys. Right here. This story, this part is fascinating to me. So I want you guys to see that this is another girl. You might know her. Her name is BB Rexa. She's had a few hits in the past. She is a fairly popular pop singer. And she kind of has an interesting story to tell. But this was taken a while back before she went blonde and became, BB Rexa. Take a look.
We want a big celebrity. Who's hit on you? You're a beautiful girl. Come on.
Can I say that?
Yeah. Nobody's listening. Nobody's watching.
You have to say built it up.
Yeah, say it.
I don't know.
Let's play telephone. Okay. You send it down, and then I'll say it.
I'm going to tell for this, but I went to a wedding. I went to my lawyer's wedding, and it was like they rented like a mansion, and everybody at the end, it was like only like 50 of us at the end of the party, it's like all these, some of the Victoria's Secret models, like his big clients, and Trey Songz was there with his date. And I go to the pool house, literally, and I swear on everything, he's giving me the eye all night, and I was like, okay, what's going on? This is weird. I go to the pool house, just like right by the pool, and he literally is at the door and pushes me against the wall and puts his lips on my lips and is like, let's do this. I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I should tell this story.
That's awesome. This story is great.
The same thing has happened to me with Trey Songz. Oh, totally, yes.
Honestly, I'm probably going to get killed for this. I'm not probably
No.
And then he held you down, right?
He no!
This is getting bad. This is getting bad.
No, it was cool. And I said, no, I can't. I'm not doing this right now.
Your lawyer dropped the charges, though, right?
Stop!
So I want to point that out, too. Notice how homeboy who's watching, who's sitting right next to her, is sitting there going, oh, so he held you down then, right? Yeah, so about the lawyer and everything, right? Clearly, he's the only one that's catching that something ain't right about that behavior. Just saying, something isn't right about that behavior. But the funny thing is that in the No Jumper podcast, all the way to, we're just looking at this thing with BB Rexa, and everybody else in the room is going, Trey Songz, he pushed you up against the wall and said, let's do this, Trey Songz? Oh my God, you're so lucky, oh my God, and just laughing it off. But clearly, that is not good behavior, period. And what sucks about all this is the people that are surrounding these women that are saying, hey, he did this thing. And people are just laughing it off like it's nothing. Now, I understand to a certain extent, there is a level of, hey, the cameras are on, there's all this positive vibe. We're on 103.7 Kiss FM. We're promoting an album. There's no time to talk about something that's sad or talk about something that's not right. But if you notice, everybody else is like laughing it off and not giving a damn. So This is just what I want to point out on how messed up it is, our world is, where whenever a woman says something about something that isn't right, the general public, it seems like, is so quick to throw them into the hoe category, rather than saying, well, what really actually happened? What went down? If there's so many different like stories and allegations that have come out, wouldn't that make you wonder just a little bit? Now, don't get me wrong. I understand, like, here it is. Here's one thing. You know what I mean? Here's one thing I want to point out real quick, because the girls in the very, very beginning that I showed you, you know, Selena and Aliza, okay? Those are clearly clout chasing girls. They clearly are broken mentally. I don't know if they even know what making love is all about. I don't even know if they know about having respect for their own bodies. You name it, okay? But one of the things that is really unfortunate is that everyone's just gonna look at them as clout chasing hoes that are, oh, well, you of course those bad things happened to you. You were asking for it. You know, and that's what's so frustrating and so messed up, because easily Trey Songz could put out a tweet like he has already and say, oh, you know, you're going to go and believe a slut? You're going to believe a slut? Isn't that usually how it goes? If a girl is a little bit more expressive sexually, or a little bit more sexually experienced, that as soon as they say something or bring something up and bring it to light, the person or the people around them that know them as such, as being sexually open and sexually free, don't they automatically say, oh, she's just a hoe? She's just a hoe, so she's lying. That can't always be the case, guys. They can't. Especially when you have other things that are being brought up, and other girls with different on different walks of life saying almost the same types of stories of just aggressive, predatory behavior. So I ask you guys this. The question I throw out to you guys is this. What are your thoughts on this situation? Do you think people are just trying to take Trey Songz down? They're just trying to throw him in the cancel culture world? Or do you think he really did it? And he's just getting away with it so far? Comment down below. I'd love to know what you think. I'm going to read some of your comments here. Ooh, boy, a lot of people. Subira, thank you so much for checking out the stream today, this evening. Thank you so much. If you're still watching, definitely comment down below and let me know where you're commenting from. That would really, really mean a lot. I love meeting new people. You know, like Tavio on Periscope. He was on just a little bit from Mississippi. So I'm always looking to meet new people. They themselves are laughing the incidents off. So how is everybody supposed to react? You know, and that's Shantice. Shantice, that's a very, very good question. Now, the thing is yes, in the environment in which that they're in right there, like, for example, the BB Rexa situation where everyone's just kind of laughing it off. It could just be an awkward laugh type of conversation. But I understand. It's not like they can just suddenly dim the lights down low and go, so tell us a little bit more about this whole situation and why did that happen and all that. No, I mean, I understand that they're just going to laugh it off. I'm not trying to throw BB Rexa or 103.7 Kiss FM under the rug. I'm not trying to throw them. I'm not trying to throw them under the bus. You know what I'm saying? That's not at all what I'm trying to say. But that is a very good question. You know, when is the right time to talk about said thing? You know, especially, I'll say this. The right time was that time on No Jumper. The No Jumper podcast, he could have had that conversation. That conversation could have been stretched out even more. That subject could have been stretched out a little bit more instead of him doing the whole me as a dude. I mean, once I'm done effing her, then I'm out. Like, I get that piece. Like, I gotta throw in my dude, my 2 cents as a dude, but I still would have been like, hey, wait a second, is that okay? Is that all right? That he took your stuff? That ain't cool. Is that not cool? Like, what? I still would have said something. That's just me, though. You could basically call me a shit disturber or something like that. But at the same time, when somebody says something like that to me, I'm going, that is questionable behavior. And what's up with that, man? Real talk. You know? Yeah, but to be fair, isn't Trey Songz also broken mentally? But since he's rich, famous, and a male, he's predatory. You know, that's a good question. Real talk, that's a good question. You know, that is a very, very good question, man. See, here's the thing. I think that we live in this world now. We live in a society where men are kind of still, even though we have the Me Too movement and we still got cancel culture going on, we have all these other things, a slew of different things coming through. Real talk. We got plenty of those things going on, but we still do have men out there acting the way they act because they feel like either it is masculine, this is what they think is masculine and sexy, or it's worked for them so far and they haven't gotten caught yet. I mean, that's basically it. And I'm not sitting here saying all men. Come on now. I'm not saying all men. But there's men out there that think that their behavior is fine. Oh, the Me Too movement wave is over. So I guess I could go back to my regularly scheduled program of acting a damn fool with women. There's still that too. You know what I mean? Even hoes have human rights. Michael D, figgity facts, bruh. Figgity facts. Chris Brown, LOL, poor Rihanna. That whole situation's a very interesting one as well. You know, and it's an unfortunate turn of events as well, for sure. He sounds like a predator to me. Jalen, that's what I think. And now here's the thing, though. I was really reluctant about talking about this because I know that there are Trey Songz fans out there. There are Trey Songz diehard fans out there. And I'm not trying to tear apart them. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust me, I love me some Trey Songz songs. You know what I'm saying? There's certain songs that I like. But at the same time, though, bruh, I don't know. And then, of course, there are people who go, well, you're Trey Songz, so you shouldn't have to get what you want like that. You shouldn't have to be using that kind of behavior or that manipulative. You don't have to be like that. But apparently unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that feel like they can be that way. And that's ridiculous. Tanovane, they just seem like they're used to being abused and expected at this point. Yeah, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? At the end of it, it seems like they just are used to being used. Ran through. I hate to say it like that, but real talk. You got a girl who is openly, easily, comfortably talking about performing oral sex on an entire basketball team, yo. This is the same podcast, by the way. This is not just some random, another person talking about something else. They are literally talking. She is literally talking about performing a sexual act with an entire team, wiping off the you know, the stuff off her face and being cornered in a bathroom by Trey Songz. I mean, bruh. That's the same podcast. Now, I don't know if she's doing that just to have material so that she can be the next, video vixen autobiography, so she can write that next autobiography or something. I don't know what it is, but still, that is something that is real, y'all. That's something that is real. Unbelievable, man. Sabira, I agree with you 1,000%. Jalen, no decent man should ever think it's okay to violate anyone. No decent person. Absolutely, Jalen. Nobleness D is a predator that takes no for an answer the first time. A predator. Ooh, Nobleness D is a predator that takes no for an answer for the first time. A predator. Okay. I'm going to answer this with a question, Nobleness D, and thank you so much for the question. Is a killer that kills for the first time a killer? Is a murderer that murders for the first time a murderer? Inquiring minds would like to know. In my personal opinion, yes. Oh, wow. Whoa, that's tomorrow. Bruh. Okay. Can you email that to me? Thank you. Got some breaking news, by the way. We'll talk about that here very, very shortly. But that's the question I would ask. If somebody murders somebody, are they a murderer? I still think, yes, they're a murderer. If a predator takes no for an answer for the first time, is still a murderer? Is still a predator? Abso-freaking-lutely, y'all. That's what I think. And here's the other thing, though. At least with Trey Songz' situation, he did it multiple times. 2 girls in the same room were saying, he's done this to me, and he did this to me too. You know what I'm saying? And he's done this to multiple other girls, which is weird. Cancel culture is stupid if the person deserves to get isn't stupid if the person deserves to get canceled. Absolutely, I agree. Absolutely. You know, it exists for a reason, y'all. It exists for a reason. And unfortunately, this situation, bruh, I don't know, man. I mean, there's enough stories out there that are out here right now that I would want to know more stuff. And I would want to hear from other women. I would want to hear a little bit more from other women, literally. You know, it's crazy. Deidre, what's up, Deidre? How you doing, sweetheart? Thank you so much. I would have called that out without hesitation. I know I would. I've seen me do it. Consider the source. Exactly. And here it is. Like, I'm not knocking, like, I'm considering all sources. But when you see different women from different walks of life saying the same story in a way, you're saying aggressive behavior. One said sexually intimidated. One was pushed against a wall and, you know, pushed against a wall against their will. And then you got another person, 2 other women who have been had their things held hostage in a way, had their things held away from them to manipulate them into staying with him for as long as he saw fit. But I'm down for hearing from other stories. For sure. Okay, Shantice. Kiki was on video at that party, did not seem that life-threatening. Then she went on to say that he, when he realized she was scared, he basically apologized. They were drinking, etc. Could have been paranoid. You know, Shantice, that's a very good possibility. But at the same time, When you got somebody who's telling that story over and over and over again and putting it out there, and you are a celebrity, you are a public figure. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of crazy people that have done some really crazy stuff. I mean, that have falsely put out stories and falsely accused people of doing things. Trust me, I'm not trying to throw shade, on any other, or I'm not trying to throw shade at you or trying to throw anything at anybody. But of course, there are people out here that do lie. Straight up lie. But this is something, it just doesn't seem like she's the type. Doesn't seem like Keke Palmer's the type that would go out of her way to get the lawyers involved and sue Trey Songz, and then continue to tell her story on multiple platforms and stick to the same story. That takes a special kind of crazy, in my personal opinion. If you're lying, that takes a special kind of crazy, How do you think that woman feels? That may have been a trigger for her, not to mention everyone laughing. Sad. Absolutely, I agree. Lyceum reminds me of the accusations against Chris D'Elia. The accusations with Chris D'Elia, it's like, which is weird. That was a wild story too. And what's crazy is that none of them are celebrity females. None of the girls are celebrities. So it's not like they've been any documents of them. Nothing's been documented with them being on video talking about anything. You know what I'm saying? These are all just girls telling their stories about him sliding in their DMs and saying, was good, and that's truly messed up. Scuffed DMX. This dude is a closet perv. Yeah. Jenny H. Hello, Jenny H. I find that some men feel they can invade your space, touch you without permission. I would never go to a bar or drink for a drink alone. The thing is I think it's the body language of things. It's that vibe of being like, here it is. Us as men, we grow up thinking that we grow up seeing what a man is. We grow up believing or growing up seeing and believing what a man is supposed to be, how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be aggressive. We're supposed to be manly. We're supposed to put our foot down. We're supposed to be leaders, natural born leaders. We're supposed to be alpha, right? So then when it comes to meeting a girl and say you're interested in the girl, there are a lot of guys that don't. There's quite a bit of guys out there that don't truly know how to communicate with a woman. So when it comes to going towards a woman and approaching a woman, I think a lot of guys throw the gentle out of the word gentleman. They just throw it out the window and they think, man, woman, meh. And it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're going up with a club and going, boop, mine, drag her by the hair, bring her into the cave. It ain't like that. But there's a lot of dudes that think it's like that in their minds. Oh, so once I go up, put my hand through her hair, she's mine. No, it's really not. It's not. Or go into real close proximity and try to say something. Doesn't matter if you look good. Doesn't matter if you're a good looking dude or you ugly as sin. You don't do that. There's standard procedures of trying to talk to a woman that you're trying to get with romantically. And there's a lot of guys out there that just don't have a clue because either they grew up seeing how their friends handle it, and maybe a couple times out of 10, a guy's been lucky enough to walk up. They've seen their friend lucky enough to walk up to a girl and just throw on that swag or, bite their lip and give them that look, and all of a sudden they're theirs. Suddenly they're bedding them that night. Doesn't happen that easy, man. Life is not a porno. In some cases, us men wish it was, but it's not. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, y'all. But a lot of guys don't know how to approach a woman properly. And that's what sucks. And then that's when things get lost in translation because everybody, the girl thinks he's being too aggressive and the guy's sitting there going, what did I do? I didn't do nothing, man. I didn't do nothing. I just walked up to her. There's plenty of those stories that happen countless times, man. Countless times. It's a damn shame, y'all. Some people hide their truth thoughts until they are away from the situation to be polite. Yes. And of course, because that is a way of defense. You know, there's the fight or flight, or it's the, well, be as cordial as you possibly can, be as uncomfortably cordial as you can until it is time to flee. And then you go off and you tell the story to somebody else. Or you take it to the grave with you. And there's a lot of girls, there's a lot of women, and there's a lot of men out there that have literally taken their stories to the grave. So Deidre, thank you so much for the comment. Shantice, I don't know. The info is not clear enough for me to cancel him just yet. Everybody's laughing about the matter. R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, victims were never laughing. You know, that's a very good point. That is a very good point. That's why I say I'm waiting to see more. I want to hear more. I want to hear more to this story. I haven't fully said, oh, Trey Songz did it. I personally don't know. There's too many question marks on all of it. But at the same time, I'm not going to automatically write off all these women's accusations, whether they're accusing them or just telling a story, like BB Rexha's part. She's just telling a story. Maybe she didn't take it as being aggressive behavior. She just thought he had the hots for her. He tried to step to her, and she said no. She rejected Trey Songz, of all things. Mr. Dive In, you know what I'm saying? Neighbors know my name. You know what I'm saying? She turned him down. So she probably just found that to be the most complimentary, nicest thing in the world. But the guy sitting next to her was not feeling it. He was like, okay. And the lawyer said he's going to press charges or what? You know? The mamas and the papas are huge, but what? Oh, okay. The mamas and papas are huge, but it didn't stop Phillips from having a sexual relationship with his daughter. Oh, boy. Yeah. Love the music, but hate the artist. Yeah. I mean, there's, you know, like the thing is R. Kelly, for instance, Aura. Love a lot of his music, man. I believe I can fly. I mean, there's so many great songs, but at the same time, it's like, oh, he did so many bad things, though. He did so many bad things, though, allegedly. But at the same time, he did so many bad things, though. Bill Cosby, man, he was my TV dad growing up. You know what I'm saying? Breaks my heart. Sorry, I'm reading all your comments right now. It's a lot of comments. Mega Man, what's up, man? Damn. It's been a minute, bruh. Good evening. Broken male egos, absolutely, Sabira. This is true. I am a huge Kiki fan. I don't think she would lie either. It's just the way the situations are. The situations are being presented. Make it seem more blown out of proportion does not excuse his creep behavior. For real. Absolutely. I'm going to skip down because I am far out here. If found guilty, all future proceeds will go to the victims. You know, I would love to see that actually happen. You know what I mean? With R. Kelly, you know, and then I feel like everybody would be bumping R. Kelly till the wheels fell off. You know what I'm saying? It's saying if it meant all the proceeds would go to the victims and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then I would play his music with happiness. You know, I'd rewatch all of Trapped in the Closet. Real talk. It's a midget. You know what I'm saying? I would watch them all over again. You know what I mean? And Tana Vane, you're absolutely right. Laughing is a common reaction to fear or stress. And the thing is you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open up the phone lines, man. I'd love to hear from you guys because there's some new faces. There's some new people in here in the comments and everything. So the phone lines are open. Give me a call. I want to hear your thoughts on this situation, this Trey Songz situation. Give me a call at 314-766-7. 314-766. Why is this not? 314-766-4581. Right on. And let me know what you think, because I would love to hear your thoughts on this situation, for sure. You know, are you thinking Trey Songz did some bad, or did he do some good? Definitely give me a call. What up, Lax Paint? And I appreciate all the comments, man. This has been a really great convo. And I was literally going to do a pop-up video to this, but I was just like, you know what? This needs to be a video that I just discuss with the posse. I can't do this video all by itself. It's too weird for me. It's too detailed and there's too much going on for me not to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And I hate it because I hate doing like those full videos. I hate doing some of those pop-up videos and there's a lot to be said and things can get lost within the video. And then people get all upset because they think that I'm condoning certain types of behavior. And it's like, no, I'm not condoning any type of behavior. I'm asking a question so that we can have a discussion about it. But sometimes people take it out the wrong way and start thinking, oh, I said something that I'm condoning predatory behavior or something like that. And it's like, no, I'm not. Hence the reason why I was like, let's have a good chunk of a discussion about this. Hey, know about victims and survivors, but I don't know enough about Trey to discuss him personally. That's fine. There's still a conversation about it because the thing is that you could still, Jalen, you could still call in. It's still a conversation about that kind of behavior regardless. You know what I mean? Because it still is behavior. It is questionable behavior. You know what I'm saying? So I got plenty of questions to ask somebody like you, Jalen. So feel free to give me a call. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't know a whole lot about it, but we did have a conversation about it here. Actually, before that, I do want to pull up this though too, while you guys decide whether or not to give me a call or not. Now, I just wanted to pull this up because this is important. And then, of course, you know, whenever somebody wants to call, the lines are fully open. All right. But I want to pull this up because this is Trey Songz tweets. I didn't get a chance to bring this up in the very beginning. And I wanted to pull this up so that you guys can see it for yourself. OK, so he has finally broken his silence in regards to these accusations that happened over a couple days ago. All right. Now, this is one of his tweets. I'm not kidding. This is one of his tweets. Take a look. This is from Trey Songz Twitter. All right. And this is his post. Y'all stay ready to believe a bird. Bang. Then within his tweets is a full on conversation that he had with the girl, Eliza. All right. And clearly it shows that they are, you know, they've been talking. They still talking, you know. I mean, I'm not going to say this out loud, but this is just a line that dead giveaway. They were, you know, bumping uglies for show. For show. You know what I'm saying? They're up to no good. Okay? This is a full on This is a full-on conversation that he was having with that girl, Aliza. Okay? Then he goes on to his next tweet that he put up this morning. At 6:48 a.m. this morning, he said, "You will choose to believe what you want. I've been focusing my energy and time on good things, and I know the devil wants my soul more now than ever. I'm going to keep my head high and push forward. If you hold me down in these moments, I appreciate that." That was one of his tweets as of this morning. Then there was another woman that accused him of being sexually assaulted by him. So he pulls up that same conversation and says, "Y'all remember Jane Doe claimed I sexually assaulted her in Miami? She wants me to pay for her therapy and the rest of her school because all the trauma she been through, quote unquote. Please read." And it's a full-on conversation where she is basically having her things. Now, this is Selena Powell. Selena Powell literally filed a report. Selena is the other girl that was next, the tattooed blonde chick that was sitting next to Aliza that was talking about everything. So, April 6th, 2019, she filed a report. And this is the screenshot of her sitting there saying, the case is now public record. Real talk. So, if it's fake, I don't know what to tell you guys. You know? And the plot thickens. He continues to write, "I usually stay quiet on this, but I feel that in many ways the movement to fight for the women who actually have suffered harassment and abuse on various levels has been hijacked by those who find it convenient for themselves to come up as they seek to destroy someone's life." Interesting. But here's the thing. You know, he keeps putting up more tweets, but the thing is that it's not, I don't think it's helping him. He needs to keep his mouth shut, maybe go to a place, talk about it, speak out on it in one spot and one spot only. That's what I think. Or do a full-on video. There's a lot of things that can be misconstrued and messed up and misunderstood in a tweet. A lot of things can get messed up between the lines when it's typed out in black and white. So, anyway, I digress. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I got 15 more minutes just about before we wrap up the show tonight. And for those of y'all who are watching the show for the first time, I appreciate it. Welcome to the Pascal Show. And I do this show Monday through Friday. I do a morning show at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I also do an evening show, which is what you're watching right now, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday. So definitely check this out if you can. If you haven't done it yet, hit, crush, destroy that subscribe button. That would really mean a lot. Because we talk about all things, everything from politics to pop news, pop trending news, you name it, we talk about it right here on the show. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, court of his peers, he sounds arrogant, he needs to shut up. That's what a therapist and an attorney would say. Absolutely. I feel like he needs to shut the hell up. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Sean on Periscope, what's up, man? Said if he did this, his life isn't ruined. The accuser's is. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it is, you know? It's very, very true. Deidre. Yeah, James is my boy. You know, one of the first viewers ever. One of my first viewers ever, James. Shout out to my boy James. He's funny. He's a funny dude. But anyway, moving on to the next subject real quick. This is something that I found interesting. It was breaking news as we speak. Have mercy. This is crazy, y'all. Oh, bing ding. Here it is. Hold on. I'm sorry. I just got this in an email, so I want to throw this up because this is very interesting. Uber just might suspend service in California as early as tomorrow. Do you understand that? The rideshare service is telling users on its blog that service could end as early as tomorrow. So the announcement comes. It's freezing up. Why did it do that? Come on. Okay. Come on, stop tripping. All right. The announcement comes after the state court last week gave Uber 10 days to reclassify drivers as employees. They're currently considered contractors, meaning they don't get benefits like paid sick leave. A shift would guarantee benefits like overtime, sick leave, and expense reimbursement for workers who make up much of the freewheeling gig economy. The ruling would also impact Lyft drivers. Uber said it's appealing the decision. So last week, Uber CEO said the San Francisco-based company will likely shut down service in California temporarily if it's forced to classify its drivers as full-time employees. And they said, and I quote, "If the court doesn't reconsider, then in California, it's hard to believe we'll be able to switch our model to full-time employment quickly." So, man, it's crazy. So a measure on the November ballot would exempt them from the law. So this is really, really interesting, guys. You know, the super successful rideshare app and business that we all know and love, you know, it's beating out taxis, for crying out loud, is going to be leaving California. Now, I think that it's the stupidest thing that California could have ever done, which is asking for them to do that to their drivers. The whole point of them doing that gig, doing that job, is because it is a gig for gig job. There's no reason for them having to have them do full time, etc. That's just my personal opinion. There's no reason for them to do that. Real talk, none. There's no reason for it. You know? And I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on that as well. I think it's pointless. I think it's absolutely pointless. I think it's absolutely pointless. And now what sucks is that a lot of those people out there, especially the people that just got furloughed, that just got laid off in California, that were hoping to do Uber Eats or Uber, now that source or that angle for a way to keep the lights on is now gone. And that's unfortunate. Yep. Nobleness, I totally agree. If I lived in California, I'd get the hell out, at least for a couple months. I couldn't agree with you more, Nobleness. I'm telling you right now, even my sister, my sister lives in Los Angeles, and she moved back to my hometown for a few months because of everything that's going on in California. In fact, there are more and more people that I've been seeing, a lot of celebrities and everything, a lot of personalities that are starting to move out of California. Why? Because there's nothing there. Everything's a ghost town, you know? Someone that has dark ages believes telling others to catch up. Let me go get a biscuit and sop up that irony. I'm done, Michael D. That was hilarious. But I see that you guys are having a completely different conversation in the comments down below. But it's all good. Do your thing. But that is something that I found very, very interesting about Uber suspending their service, which I thought was very, very weird for sure. Moving on to the next thing. I know the Democratic National Convention is happening right now as we speak. I am going to be looking that's why I'm trying to end a little bit earlier. Normally this is right about the time I get off anyway. But I wanted to rap with you guys about all this. And that Trey Songz thing was really just burning me away, like just really bothering me. I needed to talk about that for sure. But there is another thing. This is very interesting too. Hopefully there's a video about this. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Let me grab this up. Hold up. Oh boy. Well, let's check this out. Looks like President Trump is asking for his supporters to boycott Goodyear tires. Oh man. And instead of me like doing the whole article, I figured I'll just throw up this video. Hopefully it'll explain everything that is going on and hopefully it makes sense. Here we go.
The president tweeted earlier today, don't buy Goodyear tires. They announced a ban on MAGA hats. This has to do with a slide that an employee at Goodyear shared where it had acceptable garb for employees to wear to work, and non-acceptable garb. On the non-acceptable was MAGA hats, as well as All Lives Matter, sort of mottoed things as well. Rick, we just heard from Ambassador Bruce Heyman a little while ago saying that the president has conflated governing and politics. Of course, this isn't the first time he's picked a fight with a corporation in the United States.
Well, Trump is a pro-business president unless it's a business that has crossed him in some way or that he feels has crossed him in some way. And then we've seen this pattern over and over again. He goes after that company. He's gone after Amazon. He's gone after Time Warner because it is the home of CNN. And he's gone after Ford and GM because they built cars in Mexico and so forth. So now he's going after Goodyear. And you can see what happened here. It's not clear whether this was a corporate level training slide or something at a more local level. But there was one slide that made it onto a news station, I think in Ohio, that said, here's what you can wear. And anything that says Black Lives Matter is okay. But then there was a list of things that you cannot wear. And it's clear that they weren't singling out Trump or MAGA attire. They were just trying to say, don't be making political statements through your clothing. But they did put MAGA attire there. And of course, that is Trump's political brand. So he's going after them. I would just point out Goodyear employs at least 7,000 unionized workers here in the United States. So if Trump is saying nobody should buy Goodyear tires, I guess he is saying it's fine with him if Goodyear sales go down and some of those jobs disappear. I think maybe he should think a little bit more before he tweets, but we all know this is perfectly in character for him.
Think before he tweets. That I don't know what you're talking about, Rick. The shares, by the way, are down 4%. So obviously,
Trump has 80 million followers on Twitter, and this will generate a lot of headlines. And some people will do what he says. There will be people. He does have supporters who boycott companies that Trump doesn't like. So this could for sure have a material impact on sales.
Absolutely. You know for a fact that he's going to sit there and say, hey, how dare you do that? You know what I'm going to do? I'm about to muck your world up, y'all. Enjoy it. That's exactly what he's doing, man. Of course he would sit there and say, no one go and do this. He has that kind of power. They're absolutely right. Anything he says is scripture to a lot of Trump supporters. You know, as soon as he sits there and says, hey, as soon as he says, oleandrin is the way to go, a lot of Trump supporters are going to do it. If he says, hey, don't wear a mask because there's no point in wearing a mask, you're not going to get sick. You know, it's not going to prevent you from getting sick. People believe that. Hence the reason why we've seen all these viral videos of these people having these lashing out and getting angry about having to wear masks. You know, I mean, this is an ongoing thing. And the thing is he has that kind of power where he could literally go and say, hey, boycott Goodyear tires. Boom. You know, for a fact, a vast majority of people are not going to be messing with it. Look at what happened to their stocks. Look at what happened with their stocks. Dropped, plummeted. You know what I'm saying? And it's continuing. I'm sure it's going to continue to drop until he lifts the boycott off of Goodyear, until the CEO of Goodyear goes, hey, no, Trump. Hey, wait, what's up, bruh, yo, come on, man. We didn't mean it like that. But until then, that is unfortunate for Goodyear, for sure. That is absolutely unfortunate. When did this turn into a nation where our leader takes time to write about tires? You know, that's the exact question that I'd like to know. That is a brilliant question, Jalen. I have no earthly clue. You know, here it is. This is 2020. We in 2020. It's time to get crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't put it past anybody to sit here and think the way that I don't put it past us anymore. As soon as I saw this, I was like, yeah, he would do that. Not surprised. It's 2020, so I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? It's a damn shame. This is the world we live in, y'all. This is the world we live in. I sold tires for years. Travel. What's up, Travel? I sold tires for years. I never recommended Goodyear tires. Occasionally, we found bubble blisters on the sides of the new tires. Had to prorate them a lot because they did not last. That's interesting news, Travel. Thank you so much for letting me know. That's new news for me. I mean, you know, I've never seen any issues with Goodyear tires. I mean, I feel like a lot of us have grown up with them, but for someone who is well versed in tires, that's good. That's good information. You know what I mean? I just didn't know that, you know? The tire expert, I'm listening. Yeah, man. I like the Kevlar tires for off-roading. Yeah. Jenny H., the presidential battle car that he drives around has Goodyear tires. There's a photo floating around on the internet. Yeah, you know, I have running flats. Jalen, you guys are funny. But yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. What's he going to do? If you're going to sit there and say, hey, guys, you can't wear MAGA clothing in this place, of course he's going to respond in that way. Of course. Now, you know what? I'm going to look up. I think I have the actual. Yes, I do. Oh, boy. So, what is acceptable? Actually, I'm just going to pop this up so that you guys can see this. Oh, boy. All right. So, here it is. This is the zero tolerance list. So what is acceptable right here is BLM and LGBT attire. What's unacceptable is Blue Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, MAGA attire, and political affiliated slogans or material. Oh boy. Okay, that is interesting. Now the thing is I think what they should have done, I think what messed up everything is that they should have put everything in the unacceptable aisle, list, or column. That's exactly what they should have done. Then there wouldn't have been any problems, because now you are ostracizing and you are obviously putting multiple groups of people on one side saying that's not acceptable, but BLM and LGBT is acceptable. I think none of it should be acceptable. There shouldn't be a half and half. It should just be, boom, none of it. You see what I'm saying? None of it is acceptable, unfortunately. But if you want a world, if you want a workplace that is copacetic with everything, with everyone, you want them all to get along under the same roof. You can't just say BLM and LGBT attire is okay, but everything else is unacceptable. You either have everything be acceptable or you make nothing acceptable. And that's it. So I think that's where, I'm going to be real, that's where Goodyear shot themselves in the foot. I'm going to be straight funky. And you know how I feel. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not somebody who likes to see MAGA attire. I'm not that kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. But at the same time, if I'm in a workplace, then it needs to be a neutral zone for us all to work together in unison. Not because, not have any angry arguments or problems when you have somebody who is, wearing a MAGA shirt and another person's wearing a BLM shirt and they start going into fisticuffs because they don't like each other's shirts. That's ridiculous. That's counterproductive. So that's what I think. You know what I mean? That's what I think. It's all the game. Trump is a new poster boy from a different arm of evil. So the battle is real. Just no one on our side. Interesting. You guys. Yeah. But anyway, those are my 2 cents on that. I just think that we're in a place where there is no time to be sitting here, trying to make things like okay for the Black Lives Matter or okay for the LGBTQ community, but not okay for All Lives Matter or Blue Lives Matter or MAGA or anything of that sort. It's like, listen, we just put everything under one category, or hey, we got a new uniform that everyone has to wear. Everyone has to wear this collared shirt from now on, or this t-shirt from now on. It costs you $35. It'll come out of your paycheck, but here it is. And then everything's fine. And we could all have a holly jolly Christmas. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think in regards to that. Exactly, Michael D. It's like, we got a race riot in the radicals department. You see what I'm saying? In the radios the department. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's just like there's no point of having those things. It's like, if you're going to work in a place and you're working in a factory and you're going, what can I do to make everybody feel like they're safe in this place and everyone can work together in harmony? Okay, this is what we're going to do. And put out a statement saying these are the reasons why. Here's a t-shirt. And then nobody sits there and goes, hey, let's boycott Goodyear. Oh, guess what happened? That just happened. Damn. Shot yourself in the foot. You feel me? Anyway. I agree, Alex Jones. Respect the rules. You won't have any problems. See what I'm saying? That's freaking facts too. But a lot of people are, and I understand, a lot of people are really concerned about being socially sensitive, socially woke. And I get it. They want to be, they want to have their finger on the pulse of what's going on in the world. And the world is very unruly right now. But at the same time, you also still got to do the job. And you still got to make the monies. And you still got to sell those tires and all that. Just put everything on one side, give them a t-shirt, say that's a uniform, and keeps it moving. Anyway, I got to get going, y'all. I love all y'all. You guys are really, really amazing. I really appreciate all you guys coming in and being a part of the conversation today. I really appreciate it. I will be on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, like I always am. If you haven't done it yet, please hit that like button underneath this feed right now if you appreciate or enjoyed the conversation so far, or enjoyed the conversation because it's over now. And of course, if this is your first time seeing the show, I do this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time and at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday. So anyway, it's time to get going. I appreciate all y'all. Really love the conversation. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that yet. Okay? Anyway, be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. This is The Pascal Show. Stay blessed, everybody. Bye.